Welcome back to In the Know. Tonight we're talking all about going from a cluttered mess to a calm environment in your home. And don't forget, our phone lines are open the full hour, so please call in with your questions and comments. So Linda, what are we talking about next?
Well, today right now, for this segment, we're going to talk about really helping the kids get organized, how to containerize and put things in the right spot, what type of things are out there and available for everybody to use.
We have a lot of stuff here on the table. So where do you want to start?
Well, the first thing I want to say is that good organizational skills are really critical, I think, for success in school as well as in life. So it's so important for us to teach our children that. And, you know, people grow up, they don't necessarily have those skills that, you know, lead to organization. So, I mean, we're not taught organization in school. So who's going to teach them? It has to be the parents.
At the home, yeah.
At the home, right. So it really is important to instill these values, you know, into the children. The first thing I want to talk about is toy boxes. Sometimes, you know, you'll go into families' homes and there's toy boxes and all the toys are thrown in there. You can't find anything, especially if there's little bits and pieces. They're all over the place. It's frustrating for the child. It's frustrating for the parents. Some people think it's a quick fix to throw everything in there, but it's really not very functional.
Because typically it's a huge storage container, you know, filled with little bits and parts.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I like to say, first of all, is when you are going to organize a room, you want to go from left to right and go in a clockwise motion around the room, starting with the floor, moving on to the surfaces, and then going into the interior closets and drawers. And you want to look at the room, if it's a child's room or a toy room, from the child's perspective. So if they're 3 feet high, you want to be able to set up a system that's going to be functional and efficient for them. A system that they can, you know, access and retrieve things and feel good about that. So one thing that doesn't work is bookcases with books. I find that the standard typical bookcases where books are lined up spine to spine doesn't work for young children. What works great is a bin like this, where the kids can actually just kind of flip through and look at the titles and see what they want. And when they pull a book out and they're finished reading it, they can just drop it in the front. But, you know, this is much easier for a child not only to retrieve, but to look for the book. And then, you know, when you have a bookcase and you have books all over it, it doesn't take long for little fingers to pull everything off the bookshelf and then everything's on the floor.
Well, yeah, because I'm thinking with a bookshelf that is more geared towards, you know, the adults who can sort of keep it organized, who can, you know, reach up to the top shelf and look for the book there, as opposed to this, I can see that it's a good size container, right?
What I like about this is that it's got the handle, so it's easy to pull off the shelf, get what you need, and pop it back on. And again, we talked about, you know, some things are good to have open. This type of thing you'd want to leave open, but again, it's easy access for the kids.
All right. So next up, there's lots of...
So there's lots of different types of containers for toys. Like you saw this one already for the Lego, and you want to contain because it actually will limit the amount of stuff that your child can achieve, can get.
Can keep.
Yeah. Exactly. So this is perfect for this. You want to get a container that's just the right size to fit the volume of the toys, okay? So this is one type. This is another one. This is from a dollar store, so it's $1.50 for this container.
Obviously affordable,
it's very inexpensive. There are also containers like that pink one you have right there, which actually folds flat when not in use.
So they seem a little bit more, you know, fancier, a little bit.
Different colors, you know, and see-through again. They have a blue one, which is a little smaller size.
You see these all the time, right? So what's the advantage with this, I guess, cube size?
Well, the cube sizes, they fit in the cubbies, you know, the IKEA cubbies or any of the other cubby units that you can purchase. Those are great for that. And if you get a deep enough bookcase, it also works. And it's see-through.
I like it.
So you can see. Then they have these kinds of things that you can use, and they fold up. And then, you know, again, what I like about it is it's got the hole for the fingers to pull it out.
If you just hold it up there, you can see that. Again, pretty good size.
Pretty good size. Now, it's not clear, but it's low, so the kids can still see what's on there. and then we have a bigger one as well. And don't forget using the zip locks too, right? Now this is another interesting way. This is actually, it's a Neat Kids Closet Max system.
So if you hold it up here, we can see it. Closet Max.
Yeah,
okay.
And normally it would be used for hanging clothes, but why not use this instead for putting toys in?
Because this is the what I'm getting, that kids have a lot of toys.
Yeah.
Kids have a lot of toys as opposed to clothes, maybe, right? So
this is a great
alternative.
So just because it's made for clothes doesn't mean you have to use it for clothes. You can store balls in here, or mitts, or gloves, or anything like that. So different options.
Yeah, that's a great product.
Also, labeling is really important. So you could get a label maker and put labels on the bins. Another great tip is to have your child draw pictures and have the pictures posted on the bin. So again, they're taking some ownership responsibility for creating the system as well, right?
So do you highly recommend labeling then, Linda?
Absolutely.
Or
Label,
do you think
label,
you can get
label.
a little bit crazy?
No, I really don't think so. I think with kids, it's really important to label. And you know, kids in school learning French label in English and in French. It helps them to you know, it's a teaching tool as well. They also you can get these little metal ring labels, and you can draw little diagrams or put little plastic labels and use these as well.
Right?
Another alternative for sure.
So talk to me a little bit about having a toy library for kids.
Well, a toy library is something I suggest when there's an overabundance of toys, you know, and the kids just don't want to get rid of it. So what you do is you get a clear box, you put all the toys that are extras in the toy library, put it away for a rainy day, and when that rainy day comes, bring out those toys because they're fresh and new to the child, and maybe swap them out with the older toys. So that's a really, really good advantage to doing that as well. Another trick when you're trying to get your kids organized, it's often really frustrating for them to say, you know, to have a mom or dad say, okay, clean up your room and there's toys everywhere. It's like, if you think it's overwhelming for an adult, it's like 10 times more for a child. They just don't know where to start and they cry, you know. So what I like to do is use a hula hoop. And I put a hula hoop around a certain section of the toys and say, okay, let's start here and just clean and put everything away that's in the hoop. Once you do that, then you move the hoop to another area, another section of the room.
Because it's sort of containing it into a small area that is manageable, right?
Absolutely. And it's easier for them. You know, there's no more tears.
And easier for you, right?
Right.
So when we come back, more on decluttering your home.